Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have another amazing episode for you guys today. We got the guys from NetWorth, the guys where they're utilizing Twitter to do some pretty amazing stuff. We can't wait to get into that. We were in Nashville talking to a lot of teams, and we were talking to this team, and I was blown away by it. I even made a tweet about it the next day. I just think that's something that is much needed here. It's, if you have a puppet and it's a rare puppet and you don't want to put it, if you put it on Magic Eden, you just put it on the floor, right? But you can kind of utilize Twitter to kind of push out that your puppet is, the number one puppet, right? You can showcase that. You can use different ways of showcasing it. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to dig into it. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. Bring in my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Yeah, man. So we're looking forward to this one for a while, especially since Nashville. Nashville was fun. We met a lot of teams, but this one's definitely stood out to both of us.
Yeah, you actually picked this one out before Nashville and told me a little bit about it. And the little teaser that you gave me, I was just like, my mind was blown. I always knew that social platforms would have some sort of integration in what we do, right, with our industry. Obviously, we're learning more and more about NetWorth, and we're going to learn a lot more on today's episode. But it was exciting to meet, I believe it was Brahma there in Nashville at the Sandbar. Right. So that was really cool just to kind of take that conversation and learn a little bit more there. But today is going to be really exciting because we can really pick the brains of these guys that are developing something that I believe is probably a little bit before its time. But I think it's something that people need to get excited about.
100%. And shout out to Liquidium. They threw an amazing event at the Sandbar. We met so many amazing builders. It was pretty cool walking in there.
That was one of the more fun events, right?
It was. But seeing people and then, people coming up to us, and it was definitely the most ordinal event that we went to, besides probably inscribing Nashville, which we didn't intend, but attend. But that was one of my favorite events, and that's where we met these guys from.
Yep.
All right, let's get this thing started. Let's bring up Stan and Brahma. What's up, guys? Welcome to Ordinal Revolution.
Hey, guys.
Hello. How's it going? You guys had an amazing energy in that introduction.
You gotta bring it every day. No matter if it's bearish or bullish that day, we try to bring that same high energy. But yeah, thanks to both of you guys for taking your time out of your days to join us on Ordinal Revolution and really, explain to the Bitcoin ecosystem community what you guys are all about.
Yeah, for sure. I think I could get started with that. NetWorth basically makes it possible so you can do Bitcoin transactions anywhere on the internet. That was our goal going into this. We actually, quick background about how when we started building this, at first we were thinking, I was in early on in Bitcoin, I was in the BRC20s and the ordinal space super early. And I was like, there's a clear usability issue here. The user experience is terrible. You have to jump through so many hoops to do anything in this space. I'm talking super early days, right? When you had to message somebody on Discord to mint ordinals for you. You didn't have these you didn't have Unisat to do it. You didn't have the marketplaces to trade them on. And then those came around, and then it started getting better. And then BRC20s was around, and it was getting slightly better. But then there was just nowhere the level of mass adoption that we would need to have that sort of escape velocity for the ecosystem. And it was we just need to solve this problem somehow, because there's so much opportunity in just building really good user experiences for the Bitcoin ecosystem. And it just started off with us brainstorming on what that could look like. And we started off by trying to build a decentralized social platform, a SocialFi kind of platform, something similar to Farcaster. And then we're to make that work, we're going to have to build a good social platform and then a good finance platform. But then we're well, they're good social platforms already. Let's just build a good finance layer for these social platforms. And that ended up being NetWorth. yeah, and it just happened to be around the time that we were already building this. Our beta was going live, and Solana Blinks dropped with like a lot of with like a lot of hype, and we're like, hold on, like we can do this on Bitcoin, and then we start going kind of viral in the Bitcoin ecosystem, pick up a lot of steam, and we're here now.
Amazing, amazing. So, what's your background? So before we kind of get into further with NetWorth, like, what is your background as a builder and everything with that?
Yeah, so I've just been like a builder for the longest time. I was like, I was like one of those kids who like at 7 got into like robotics. I was watching like movie on robots, and I was like, damn, I need to build robots because it would be really cool to have my own. And then yeah, I started by like designing PCBs back then, and then got into programming early on, and then started like 3D printing robots around like 12 or 13. I was building like prosthetics, mind control prosthetics and stuff back then. Then got into like building life-size humanoid robots. So I still have like I think Middle East or UAE at least. I grew up there's first life-size humanoid robot. Like you can see it pinned on my Twitter profile. It's just like 6 feet tall. You could like speak multiple languages and
Crazy.
lift weights and stuff like that. So I was like really hardcore into
away.
robotics.
I'm blown away, man. I was not expecting that at all. I build robots.
You asked him what his history was as a builder. He's gonna give it to you.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I'm sorry if I went too far back.
No,
but
perfect.
yeah, so I was just like really into robotics, and then I got into like like I said, like the prosthetics were like mind control. So I was working a lot with like these EEG headsets back then. That could like read brainwaves, and then like I got into like trying to build a startup because I wanted to build like mind control games as like a venture. But then I tried doing that for like 3 years. I was like right through high school trying to start that up, had a team. We almost got into YC, got awarded by like Steve Wozniak, and like did a ton of stuff. But then we came to a point where people were basically like, yeah, you guys are too young to be doing this, so we're not going to fund it, because it was like a hardware startup, right? And like I was like, okay, so if I ever want to build something in robotics or like in BCI, I'm going to have to like pay for it myself. And then I was like, what else can I do to like make money faster? And then that's when like I got into like fintech, and I worked on a fintech for a year and then moved into crypto and got introduced to Bitcoin about a year ago. And
so
now I'm just
Bitcoin
falling in love with.
Was your first buy?
In crypto, no, to be honest, it was my introduction, obviously. Yeah. And then I got into. No, I think we can talk about this later on too. But it was honestly like the meta protocols that got me into Bitcoin. So a little late compared to like the the rest of the tokens. Yeah.
Well, absolutely amazing story, man. We'll jump to Stan, man. Could you tell us a little about yourself and maybe your background and leading up to your crypto journey?
Yeah, I'm more of a crypto veteran myself. I started my journey back in 2017 at the time of ICO craze. We had a project that was automating email marketing for e-commerce. And then we had idea like, what if we have like our own currency in that ecosystem? We could probably invite developers to build different stuff for e-commerce shops, and that would be a cool ecosystem run by our own cryptocurrency. And we pretty much wrote the white paper, started raising, building the product, and that was my introduction to the crypto. And since then, I was working with multiple companies, exchanges, projects that were launching their tokens as well. And for the last year, we're focused pretty much on the Bitcoin since we met Rishab and started working on NetWorth. We had a couple of other smaller ventures, but right now, I think the biggest focus for everyone is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is number one, and it's never going from our radars.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah. That sounds like a project idea that came out of 2017. The email currency. I mean, just because it was, at that time there was like a lot of innovative, creative ideas, and then we're still learning about how this whole crypto world works, right? So that's awesome. I think you guys sound like a really great match, right? So that's good that you guys could find each other.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been great working with Stan. We actually met in like Argentina, and it was like, okay, we need to like work on something together. And yeah, we hyped about Bitcoin, so we're like, okay, it's got to be on Bitcoin. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome. So tell me about NetWorth as a team. How many is there you guys, and what are the duties of each person?
I'll take that. So we have 11 people in the team right now. We have guys right now in like 6 or 7 countries. We have CMO and the person who's running with him the partnerships and all the business development. We have a guy who's running all the social media, making sure that we go to a bunch of Twitter spaces, connect with all the relevant people in this space. We have people that are running our community. Our lead developer is in Brazil. We have Rishab, we have me, and we also have a designer in Europe who's making all of the cool stuff that we post on Twitter from NetWorth.
Awesome. Amen.
Yeah, that is awesome. Brahma, we got a little bit of a little dose of what NetWorth is in Nashville. If you could go in depth a little bit further on maybe some features and stuff, some exciting things that the Bitcoin ecosystem community will be able to utilize with NetWorth's kind of financial layer on top of the social layers.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think early on we didn't go into like depths of what the actual product is, but it was more like the vision statement, I'd say. Yep. So essentially we make it so that you can do Bitcoin transactions on your Twitter feed directly, right? So meeting users where they are. Now, how does this work? Basically, we have a Chrome extension which supercharges your Twitter feed. The way it works is you, as a user, would just post the link to a specific rune or an ordinal that you own, or just a ordinal that you found online. And when people that have our extension see that link, instead of just seeing it as a link, they see it as I like to call it like a financial experience. Like it's like a little iframe that goes in that they can interact with. So they can directly connect your wallet to that Twitter post. That's a video. It would honestly, it would be great to like actually set you up on the extension, and then you would be able to see it working on your computer too. So yeah, maybe we should do this after. But yeah, basically, instead of just seeing it as links, you'd be able to see these little pop-ups like we showed in the post of you being able to connect your wallet and then actually do these transactions of buying the listings straight off of the X post. And what that lets us do is essentially create this economy where like if like Shizzy said earlier, it could just be like you own a specific asset that you listed and you want your asset sold. You can do that through like the super tweet, or it could just be like a project that's hyped right now could just pin a tweet which is like sweep the floor, right? So you just go to the project's page. In the current state, you like a post that a project's posted, maybe it's a funny meme, you're like, let's go check them out. You go to their page, you look for their website, then you go to like Magic Eden, connect your wallet, then you buy. It's like a couple of minutes, and there's multiple points at which a user could drop off. But with us, you could literally just go to the project's Twitter profile. The pinned tweet is ideally going to be sweep the floor, connect your wallet, and just buy it off of buy their floor if you want to, get invested in the ecosystem. And that's not limited to like runes and ordinals in any way. At Nashville, we had a very interesting conversation with Babylon, where we were like, Babylon's coming out soon, and we met David from Babylon, and we were like, our focus has been to make better user experiences for Bitcoin. And he was like, well, that's our focus too with Babylon, making staking easier. So we were like, why don't we create these super tweets for staking on Bitcoin? And he loved that idea. So if all goes well, when Babylon comes out, we'd be having these super tweets where you could stake straight off of your X feed, right? And that's not limited to Babylon. Whenever there are new protocols and new platforms launching on Bitcoin, when you make it that accessible for users, it's just a matter of, okay, that's a cool thread, sounds interesting. I'll throw in $30. I'll throw in $50. Let's see how this goes. But if they have to jump through multiple hoops, go to another platform, do they trust the platform? What's going to happen? It's like so much lesser of a chance that they're actually going to do it. But if it's on their feed, it's right there. It's going to be like, let's try it out. Let's see how it goes. And yeah.
So I need a Google extension, right? This is what you're saying, and this is how I'm able to interact. And then I guess I pick up Twitter, and I'm able to interact with Twitter using this extension and my Twitter, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, so you just need the extension, and the rest of your browsing experience is going to stay the same as it is. So it's not like you need to go to a special website or something. The extension will work in the background to make the magic happen, so to say.
Interesting. Okay, I was wondering how you guys did this. Okay, cool.
You probably just have to give the extension permission to kind of integrate with your Twitter account, right? Is that correct?
Not even. You don't even need to do that. Wow. You just have the extension running in the background. And that's the thing. So we even want to take that layer away. We're working on like an SDK which would natively integrate with wallets like Xverse and Magic Eden and a couple of others, so that you don't even need our extension. If you have the wallet, you see it as this sort of an experience. And that would be really big for us too. So we're working on that. We want to make it so that wallets feel comfortable doing this too. And in that case, there's going to be like, if you have a Unisat, maybe I don't know if it's going to work. It's going to happen with Unisat, but Lather is super excited about this. Probably going to happen first with Lather, where if you have a Lather wallet, you just see these as super tweets rather than seeing like ordinary links.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, this is something that, has been, making me think right now about possibilities. Are you guys also looking into possible other options from a fintech standpoint? Example, we run a live stream, right? So we get a large audience on Twitter. So if someone wanted to, let's say, tip us, is that something you guys are thinking about doing too? Or if you could talk about that or possibilities?
Definitely. I think it's worth mentioning. We had many conversations in Nashville, and so many people have different products, and there's so many use cases to use NetWorth here. We were also thinking about what if you have, newsletter or something. You can also add it through this super tweet. I think maybe Rishabh, you can talk a little bit about that case, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so just to address your point specifically, that's 100% possible, and it's in the pipeline too, right? Just a simple donate BTC link. Yeah. We had like this blue sky goal of like, wouldn't it be cool if Trump did something like that, where it was like, hey, here's my tweet, just donate Bitcoin straight to this. But then we're like, okay, probably not going to happen, but it would be cool if something like that happened, right? But even if it's like, not with that, but just for creators, right? You make it so that people can just donate straight off of their Twitter feed while your show's going on. And another thing that I think Shizzy had talked to you about in Nashville was, say you guys are announcing a new product mint, right? Or a new launch or something. Every interaction that goes through your Twitter post, the creators and KOLs can actually make a part of the transaction fee that the exchanges and the minting platforms would make through us. And I think that's really incredible for this space, because we're such a creator-driven space, but there's not any, like, they're not clear, like, sort of closed loop mechanisms for creators to get rewarded for like the content they make for these projects. But we can change that, where we can make it so that every time these transactions are happening through your Twitter post, you guys can later come and claim a part of the commission that we earned on those posts happening, and part of the commission that the marketplace earned. And it just incentivizes more people to be posting about it, and I don't know, just to like stir up the network effect within the space again.
Wow, that's awesome. So I'm guessing you would just have like an account on NetWorth, and then you would just come in and do the claimings that type of way?
Yeah, so the way we're thinking of it right now is we have like a little sort of points kind of an accounting system that we'd start with. So like an average user can like just accumulate points, and then we track that balance. And when they hit like a certain milestone, we reach out and say, why don't we just onboard you as like a partner where you can get this commission in BTC instead of points, right? So then it's going to be, we onboard you, you give us a wallet, and then we either do the disbursements or you guys come and claim it. We're still figuring out what that's going to look like, but yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's awesome.
So if I was in that program and I retweeted one of these listings and it sold from my retweet, I would get the commission, right?
Yes.
Not the net. It wouldn't flow down to everybody. It would just be whoever tweet ended up selling it. Correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the
That
idea.
is amazing because
Yeah.
it's going to create a virus of retweets. This is going to be, everybody wants to earn BTC. And imagine if you have like a trusted following and you have 50,000 followers, right? And you're obviously not trying to retweet everything, but you're being more calculated on, oh, I think this is a really cool ordinal. I don't really need it because I have these other ones in this collection, but I want to put this out to my audience. Hey, this is a really cool one. I love this collection. I always talk about it. Bam, so the network effect here, this could create like a tsunami, in my opinion, if it's live and once it's live and stuff. So that's awesome.
And for founders
Absolutely.
as well, if you're a founder of a project and someone tweets out like one of your things, you can grab that, retweet it from the founder account, the main account. And now, like if I'm in a project, I'm following that main account. Now I'm seeing potential, let's just say, ordinals that I'm looking for popping in through that account, and I'm buying it. And now the founder is also getting, potentially a piece of the sale as well.
Yeah.
So that could be incentive for the founders to make sure they tweet every ordinal that from their collection.
And these listings will be aggregated, correct?
Well, what do you mean by that?
It'll be aggregated from like Magic Eden, like different marketplaces is where they originally exist. Is that correct? Or will the listings come from your platform?
Oh yeah, no, it's so right now for the ordinals we're working with Magisat and Unisat. With Magisat we have like a very good partnership. We just like literally closed that last night, and I told him, like, I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about this at the Ordinals Revolution podcast. And he was like, yeah, you should do it. I know those guys pretty well. So I had a call with Curry, and he was like, he knows you guys very well. And he was super hyped about this. So now every time you list on Magisat, the little share module that pops up, instead of like just share on X, you're going to see share on X as a super tweet. So directly from Magisat, you can copy like the NetWorth subdomain with Magisat branding, and you post that. So A, your users know this is the official Magisat super tweet, and B, you can share your specific ordinal instead of just sharing a project, like go by the floor. So it makes it so that it's more likely that your specific art piece gets sold. And the benefit, obviously, of working with Magisat is they are going down the line of aggregating marketplaces on their side. So I know they already do RBF, but beyond that, they're also working on aggregating listings from Unisat and Magic Eden. So as that comes around, it makes it so that if we have them as our entry point for like the marketplaces, when they aggregate them, we'd have them aggregated across the marketplaces too. And it makes it so you're always buying it at the cheapest possible price.
Love that. Yeah.
Initially, I thought, I was thinking, these marketplaces like Magic Eden would not like this because, to them, this could be considered competition. But at the end of the day, if this goes the way that it's working in my mind, this will create an immense, increase of volume. And to them, at that point, if it's getting passed down to them, it doesn't matter. Like they're making more money as well. So I think this could be more of a collaboration of increasing volume to the Bitcoin ecosystem rather than looking at it as, trying to protect each entity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, that was just like, that was our goal all along as well, because we're like, if we do it this way, we're like helping build up the ecosystem rather than just being another person that's like fragmenting liquidity and we want our users' listings to get sold faster, right? So if you're on Magisat, even if it's not coming through NetWorth and it happens through the marketplace, that's okay. But we just make it so that maybe it's faster that it gets sold through us.
So let's just say Yagobi listed a 2009 uncommon Satoshi. He has it listed as well on Magisat, right? I come in and buy that. Am I doing everything on Twitter, or do I eventually have to go to Magisat at all in the back end at all?
No, you don't. You do everything on Twitter. Yeah. So if you're buying it off of his super tweet, you do not leave Twitter at all. And again, that could be Twitter, but one thing that we're cooking that is like really cool is this could just be like a private Discord message. Say you don't want to, you just want to send it to Yagobi. You just send it to him on Discord and he sees it and he's like, okay, I'll just buy it right off of this, right? So it just stirs up this cool possibility where it's like, you just want to share it with your friends and want to do it within a community, and you could just trade within the community as well on Discord directly. So you don't even have to, rely on the marketplace or rely on I don't know, Twitter.
I love that, because that alone, that too, that like if we want a third party to make sure that I want to make sure I get my Satoshi from him, and he wants to make sure he gets his money from me, but we trust each other, but we still use that third party. We can kind of use your service as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you're tapping into a humongous user base here. Like you're talking about Twitter, and if this expands to different social platforms or whatever, right? So one of the main issues with the Bitcoin ecosystem is, Brahma brought up before, the user experience has been atrocious, right? Obviously, if it wasn't Bitcoin, this would all be gone. If
exactly.
Aptos started with like the way that we do things, there would be no Aptos, right? So it's that's how I view it. But because it is Bitcoin, the demand is there, and it keeps it keeps building up to a certain point, and until that user experience gets better, it's not going to get past that. But this is an example of where we can improve that.
Yeah, because I think all these conversations we have is just. It's just kind of annoying to me that everyone's like, excuse my language, it's like everyone's just being a bitch about like the ecosystem, where they're like, oh no, there's no volume, or like there is no one's like trading runes. I'm like, why don't you see that as a problem that needs to be solved, rather than like a blanket statement that's like, okay, the ecosystem is dead, we're gonna move on to the next shiny object. I'm like, okay, no, but this is Bitcoin, like it's not going anywhere. Like, if you just find a way to make it so that more people can trade on it, there's so much opportunity here. So it just, I don't know, like every time we have these conversations and people are like, oh, the volumes are not there. I'm like, okay, but that's like the opportunity here. If you can bring back the volumes by just making it easier to transact, because the money is there, the liquidity is there. It's just it's just a usability issue. And if we just fix that, we can bring all this hype back. And
yeah. A little secret, those people that say that typically are tourists, right? They either come over from Solana, Ethereum, and then they act like they're one of us, but then they bounce out. But I'd like to hear Stan's opinion on that as well. Is that you've been in the game for a while as a builder? Is that how you see it as well? Is like, Bitcoin is this huge opportunity here, no matter the user experience, and someone will solve it, and you guys are a part of that?
Oh, I definitely agree with that, because like even initially when we met in Argentina, that was November 2023, we were talking about BRC20s, and the experience with BRC20s was a little bit, let's say, difficult at the beginning. Like I had difficulties even buying, because you have to go through so many steps. You have to find the marketplace, find the right price and stuff like that. So I definitely agree with that. And I totally agree that with the right infrastructure in the Bitcoin ecosystem, especially for ordinals, for runes, that will only bring the revenue and the interest of buyers back to the space. It's still there, but there are not so many tools, and it still remains to be difficult and not a pleasant user experience. And we are in 2024. People like to do one click and get the stuff that they want right now. So that's what pretty much what we are trying to do, in all of the blurbs, decks, messages that we sent. Is just like, hey, it's not a one-click solution, but it's also almost 2 clicks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Great point.
I'm looking on the website now. It says your access point to the Runes ecosystem. You guys are working with the Runes ecosystem as well?
With Runes, BRC20s, and we are working right now on integrating ordinals.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're like redoing the website quite a bit to like reflect some of the new stuff we've been doing. We've just been more focused on like building. We've like it's been on like the backlog, but not prioritized it at all. But yeah, it's like we're very agnostic of like the meta protocol. It's whatever is going on Bitcoin, we can do it through super tweets.
Yeah, as long as there's innovation, we will be around. And we are in the space that's innovating pretty much every day.
If I was someone who wanted to get started, I want to do this right now. I'm watching this and I'm excited about it. Like, what's my first step of really getting started with you guys?
So right now it's going to be that you have to join our Telegram and then just send us a message that you're interested in participating in the beta. That's the best way of going about it, because there's a wait list on the website, but that wait list has like 22,000 people. So that onboarding is going to take a little bit of time. But we've got 2 private beta communities. There's one beta that's like, I'll add you guys to that later on as well, where people are already using it. They can buy runes off of X directly. And then just later this week, we're starting a more public beta, which is going to be for ordinals and runes. And that's another, like, right now that has like 50 to 60 people, but anybody that we're more open to adding more people to. And I think it's going to be maybe like 2 weeks or so where we're like more comfortable with how everything's going, and then we just open it up so everybody can come in and participate. Yeah, but so for users right now, most immediate step would be joining the Telegram and telling us that you guys want to participate in the beta, so we can add you to the group and give you an invite code.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
Gotcha. So obviously, you know, a project like this, you guys are probably going through, you know, funding rounds and all that fun stuff, I guess you could say. Do you have a time frame of when you feel like this could be, like, in, obviously we don't need an exact date, but just in Q4, you can speak like that, of when you guys feel like you could be like in your final form before. Obviously there's always updates and stuff to projects, but like a usable form to the public.
So for usable form to the public in terms of product, we are moving pretty fast. And for the last couple of months, everything that we planned for, like, let's say, end of summer, we already delivered it in June, something even in May. So we are trying to move really, really fast with the product side, but we'll also not be rushing the launch, because we want to put a lot of thought and a lot of effort into designing a smart and proper airdrop rewards campaign for the users, because one of the biggest, actually the biggest allocation of the token goes to rewards. And we want to make sure that community gets NetWorth tokens and gets an ability, a chance to work a little bit with our product. But yeah, in terms of like going live fully with the token ready, I think probably we're looking at Q4.
Yeah.
This year.
And if I can just add to that, like, the current version is usable to public. Like, you guys could download it and use it right away. But we're just, you know, I'm like a bit of a perfectionist, so we're just getting more feedback to make it better. You know, whether it's like just responsiveness issues, stuff like that. So that would probably be like end of this month, open to everybody with like a cool launch campaign. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's not only that, because, you know, like Brahma just said a little bit about Twitter earlier. There are also other platforms, right, that we can explore. So I'm just giving little hints here that what we can release before going live in Q4.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, man.
Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. We're definitely looking forward to it. And you're always welcome back on our show to give the community updates when you guys have new features and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now you guys, we go live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm not sure what time that is for you. It's probably super early for you, Brahma. But if you guys are ever interested in jumping in with new updates, feel free to hit me up that morning or the night before and let us know if you want to come on the next day. We'll definitely have you guys on. So if I'm a user and I'm using your product, are you guys doing a point system for potential something later? Could you guys get into that at all?
Yeah, we're designing the point system in an interesting way where, like, we essentially, you know, just as all marketplaces do, there is a fee that we make on when purchases happen for like ordinals and runes, right? And like we, when the marketplaces are executing it, we earn a part of that as like commission. And a part of the commission we earn, we're going to give back to the users as like cashback points, essentially. So it's going to be this interesting thing where, like, if you're buying off of the super tweets, it's like when you can buy something, let's buy it off of the credit card because you get these credit card points back. So it's like, if instead of buying it just off of the marketplace, if you buy it off of the super tweet, you're incentivized to share it, and like you get some points back, which acts like a cashback on your purchase, essentially. So that's sort of how we're designing that right now.
Awesome. Is there any talks maybe in the background about a potential rune, like a NetWorth rune, anything like that, maybe, or is that just way down the line?
It's
There
going to
was
be down
talks
the
about
line, but there is talks about it for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
It gets me excited because
Yeah.
that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. So
I love that. Yeah. Utility runes to the moon.
Yeah.
if you guys would have a thing like that, let's just throw some ideas out there. What would a utility be for something like this? Have you guys maybe thrown that against the wall? I know it's super early, we're talking down the line, but like, what kind of utility would something like that even have?
So it's just I think it's going to be like an extension of the sort of cashback program that we're thinking of, because we see like a very logical closed loop system there that we could work with. So yeah, I think we'll have more details, and I'll be happy to share them as we develop this further. I want to make sure that it's like logically and economically sound as we build it out. Yeah, but I think it's going to look like something like that, and also possibly a mechanism where as projects want to get involved and build their own super tweets to like audit them and make sure they're secure to interact with, we might have like a token mechanism around that. So if it's like a new protocol launching and they want people to feel safe interacting with it, we can certify it and make sure that like this is going to be safe. We've audited everything, and put like a stamp of approval there, and we probably design like a token strategy around that.
Yeah, you guys should think about this later, but
Yeah.
possibly think about white labeling this to certain entities. What I mean by that is Ordinal Revolution has a community, or somebody else has a community, and maybe they want to create a point system within their community to give back as well. You know what I mean? That second, third level, just something down the line. Obviously, you guys are going to be thinking about like new features to add once you go live and all that stuff. This is something maybe you can just keep in the back of your mind. Yeah,
for sure. And we're trying to, so just, I think it's important that people know like what we're trying to build is not going to be like a closed source. Only the super tweets that we build are the ones that go out. We're trying to build this like an open protocol where all devs can come in and contribute super tweets, so they can create unique financial experiences of their own as well. And we're just the underlying layer that helps with the delivery of these to the user. So we take care of like making sure that, you know, we have the necessary wallet integrations to make sure people see your super tweets, but we're not the only ones designing them. Anybody could come up with something creative for their community, customize the tweets, and then like, you know, put them out. And we just make sure that people see them as they're supposed to be.
And we will also share commission with them.
Yeah. That's the part I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's 100%. Yeah.
I think we're really going to see like who is talented with social media with this, right? Because I mean, I always bring up, my family has the collectibles, you know, history, like trading cards, Pokemon cards, sports cards, high value, right? But if there wasn't these trade shows to go to where they all have their own booths and try to sell them to people, then the market wouldn't be as big as it is. And I think that's what this can do, except for on its level of like 100x of that, because you're talking about social media, which is, you know, quick. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun because people are going to be motivated by money, which they are. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. Bringing trade shows to Twitter. Yeah, man. God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Very
hey guys,
about this.
We appreciate you both joining us. You know, like I said, you guys are always welcome back. You know, if there's any updates or anything, just let us know. We can get them on our live stream, as well as we usually do market updates as well during the week. But yeah, any last words or anything to the audience for them to look forward to, or ways they can find you guys?
Definitely. If you want to test your super tweet, write us a message on Twitter and I'll personally reply to it. And make sure that you have the best super tweet pinned to your post, to your page. I'm sorry.
Yeah, awesome. Man. And just so you guys know, you guys can head over to, am I frozen? You guys can head over to networth.is, right?
Yeah. You can find all of our socials there, just networth.is. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Shizzy is frozen there, but we will talk to you guys soon. And thank you again for jumping on and explaining NetWorth to our audience. So we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Yagobi. Thank you, Shizzy.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us on. This is great.
Yeah, man.
All right. Bye.
I see you guys.
All right, Shizzy.
Am I still
I'm
frozen?
gonna go
I
ahead
don't
and
know what's
finish
going
this
on here.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
finish it out.
you're frozen. It's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this out, guys. If you do have some extra time, please check out our partners here, BitPerp, which is a premium perp DEX, perpetuals DEX with leverage up to 100x. They will be launching in the fall on Botonics, which is a Bitcoin layer 2. Also, we have Ordinal Hive up here, the blur of Bitcoin. Right now, they're in their beta stage of their platform. But if you go to their Discord and ask to be let in, they will let you in, and you can trade for live Bitcoin on Merlin Layer 2. And you can interact with that platform there. And then you can earn points because you know what Blur did with their point system there. Also, Fluid DEX, Fluid Tokens, which is a decentralized DEX on Bitcoin's native layer for you to swap your Runes tokens. Right now, they're doing a top 1,000 of points earners to get a free Fluid Pass airdrop to you. And that ends in about 8 days. So August 15th is the last day for that. Verothium DEX is a Merlin DEX that focuses on Bitcoin layer 1 assets. Check them out. They should be live here in the next couple of days. Traverse is a Bitcoin layer 1 security vault solution to protect all your Bitcoin layer 1 assets. And that is our partners, guys.
Yeah, and go check out ordinalrevolution.com. We have some of the best articles there. If you know someone new who's just getting started, send them our website. They can go to it and kind of get really caught up. We have articles going all the way back until from last year. So check that out. And if you're interested in getting some merch, we have some of the best merch in the business. You guys can check out that all at ordinalrevolution.com. And guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and then it's 4 p.m. UTC. So check us out all week, guys. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.